Hello and welcome to the Stephen Tries podcast, episode 11. Today I'm joined by Thomas Cooney.
Good afternoon.
David Rees.
Good evening.
And Max Smith.
Hello there.
This week we're talking about food. So Max, take it away. Little joke there.
Ah, God!
Oh, we like that one.
Waiting for that one. Oh, I didn't realise it would be in the first minute.
So, lockdown week, what is it, 4, 5? 5?
Sure.
It's 5 now,
Something
yeah?
along those lines.
Yeah, Dave, how are you getting on?
Yeah, all right. I've just been doing absolutely nothing. So, been living the dream. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah. What about you? What have you been up to?
This past weekend, it was my girlfriend Zoe's birthday, big 21.
Yeah.
So she was expecting a party, and we delivered.
Yep.
And it was good. I haven't drank all lockdown, and then
we played Ring of Fire 4 times.
yeah, it was a bad one, but a fun evening. You know.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
I haven't been drinking. I mean, some people have been drinking a lot in isolation. So I think the fact that we haven't,
Yeah.
it was
Well, except for Beer 52.
Yeah.
of course.
Weather's
but
been
yeah,
nice, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Weather's been nice and sunny. Getting the sun in. I'll tell you, when it has been sunny, I've been drinking a lot. To be fair, we've got a little small bit in our back garden, so we just sit in there. We have to come out at 1 because it only lasts for 3 hours. So we run out at 1, drink as much as we can till 4, and then sleep the night away.
Yeah.
We're honestly
sounds beautiful.
Youths. living the dream. Living the dream.
Max, what have you been up to?
Just living my best life. you
Yeah.
know, just playing some video games. Just, it's the same thing as usual.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my life.
You've been watching a lot of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Yep.
How's that treating
Mad
you?
into that. Yeah, it's good. It's good fun. Seeing what the queens do each week, seeing which one gets booted off. It's good fun.
I was quite disappointed
Superb.
when I first watched that. I thought it was going to be drag
Did you think it was
racing.
a car racing?
Yeah,
I did as well.
Yeah. I was thinking, oh, she must be one of those ladies that walk out with the numbers, in boxing, where she's dressed it out. I was like, oh, she must be just doing that, like they trying to be like boxing. But no, I was very disappointed.
Now in season 10, he's finally...
Season
Still shaking his head.
Hang on a minute, it hasn't changed.
I watched the series on Netflix the other day called Too Hot to Handle. It was just so
terrible.
shit.
Is that the one where it's like these are serial swipers? These people on Tinder and stuff like that. Is that right?
No.
All I was watching
don't
was
think
like
so.
kind of, so it's all happy and they're all kind of, all like fucking oiled up and stuff,
Yeah.
walking around and like just chatting with each other. And then it cuts to like the series bit and it's basically like, you can't fuck.
Yeah.
So, like, and they're all just like, oh, what?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Somebody
Is
said
that
that
the
to me 27 years ago, Been fuming about that, mate.
You were cursed.
I've been cursed with a too hot to handle curse.
Too cold to handle.
But they
Too fucking ugly to handle,
yeah, they try and take this sort of like teaching you lessons throughout the show, where it's like you got to build a relationship without having sexual contact. But the way, and then there's bits where they're like, okay, ladies, for this bit, you're going to inspect your vagina and really respect it. So drop your knickers. You're used to doing that.
Oh.
You can't call them slags and then in the next bit be like, but now you're powerful women.
Wow.
It was such a confused idea.
So fucking weird.
Yeah. But anyway, let's move on to the subject today, which is food. I've got to begin with, because I think we usually take it,
Method acting, baby.
Call it what you want, Max, but it's greed. So,
I think you find it's gluttony.
Gluttony.
Somebody doesn't know their Bible. Fuming.
You've not seen Seven. Not seen...
What's in the box? Another cake for your fatter.
It says Millie's cookies on the side.
No, but that's it. But there's no cake in there. And he drops to his knees. No!
Curse you, Jesus!
Just a few crumbs. As Kevin Spacey licks his fingers.
This is the third boy I've made cry this week.
I had to cut that scene.
So they were looking for a serial killer. Cereals?
7 stone overweight.
Is there a continental buffet somewhere?
I can't see this, but I'm crying so hard right now.
So what I thought we'd begin with is just what comes to mind when I say the worst meals you've had. Anything spring to mind?
One. Yeah.
Go on, Max.
So I didn't have a lot of money growing up, so my mum had to sort of make food that was. She would read like sort of recipes and try to put cheaper ingredients in.
Yeah.
And she made one which was like a mashed courgette, and I had that, and I was sick for the rest of the week. And since then, I've had sort of like a horrifying fear of courgettes. You know, you get those people that hate, like, you know, was it Fear Factory or something, where they would put something in a room full of lemons? Yeah, that's one. Yeah. Like courgettes for me. After that, I hate it so much. If somebody made me the loveliest meal ever and put a courgette, like a single bit of courgette in, I'd
throw up.
Yeah.
What about if you had a lovely meal and it was revealed to you afterwards that it contained courgette?
I'd throw up. And I'd scream at them. I'd say, "You fucking liar!"
Yeah.
You know.
Just the word courgette.
Did you not read my fucking rider when you made me this food? But yeah, courgette for me. I can't hack it.
Yeah. So, Dave, what about you? Are you a fussy eater?
But I don't like tomatoes. I don't like tomato sauce. But I love pizza. So there's a conflict there. But
it's a bit like you, Max, isn't it?
Yeah, I'd hate raw tomato, but everything else, I'm a fan of.
Right. There was one bad meal I had in first year at uni. My flatmate made us a meal. I don't know. I think it was like aubergine or some shit. I don't know what it was. She gave it to us, and I asked for a lot because I was quite hungry, and she put it all on. She said, "You got to eat it.
The whole thing."
All there now. So I was like, "Oh yeah, go on then." And I ate it, and you know when you go, "Oh, this is lovely. This, I think I'm gonna save it for later though, just because it's that nice." One of them. She never cooked for me again. Not because she didn't want to.
Like, was it ratatouille? Because that's got, I don't know.
Yeah, that's
got aubergine.
I don't really like courgette or aubergine. They're quite cheap, and like a lot of veggie or vegan options have it in, and it's just you get sick of it. Can't stand it, man.
Vegan food. Don't like all vegan food. Mind you, Tom, I had one of those.
Wow.
I had one of those sausage and mushroom vegan things, and actually that wasn't too bad. So
in New York, I had a vegan burger, and it was like the Impossible Burger. I might have already said this on the podcast, but anyway, I was convinced it was a real burger. It was. So I reckon if
good food is good food, Dave.
If you had that, Dave, you wouldn't realise. I reckon.
Got to find a decent food. Like again with them sausages, just taste like stuffing. I like stuffing, so I like these. Yeah. All right.
The worst one for me, where like living in St Helens, there's this place called Frankie's, I think it was. But you'd walk past it during the day, and it just smelled like they were frying shit. I don't know what it was. It was horrific. I'd have to cross the road to walk past it. It was just the dirtiest smell. And after a night out, I think I went in there. So I was talking to a guy, and he was at the counter. I think I ordered something, tried it. I just said to the person behind the counter, "This is awful," because I was drunk. It really was disgusting. No, that one stands out. And
shit all over his life's work.
No.
He agreed and immediately shut his establishment.
I best be leaving.
You know what? You're right.
The most disappointing thing I've had was again in New York. We were looking for a Cinnabon. Like on the plane over, we were thinking of things to eat there. Like a Cinnabon was just one of the most cliche, stereotypical things they have in America. And we're in the shop Macy's for about the 5th time that day because we didn't know what else to do. And we'd heard that there was a Cinnabon in the shop, and I'd seen it on the first day. We didn't sleep in the Macy's, by the way. So we were asking the staff, and they were like,
"We were on a quest, a noble quest."
They were going, "There is one." There is one, but we don't know where it is. Like the staff were saying this. How can you not know? Because you work here. And we eventually found there was one in a KFC because they just had them in the weirdest places. Queued up and got it, and it was just it was just like a cinnamony bread and with icing on top. It was really shit.
It sounds like it had a pretty intense build-up though. Like
it was really
because you were really working hard to find it. It was unlikely to
worked up a sweat in winter in New York, which is takes some doing, and sat outside cooling off.
Just sweating.
Fuming.
I can imagine you just been pushing past people going, "Move! I need the shit back!"
Where the fuck is the Cinnabon?
With a mouthful of Reese's Pieces.
Do you know who the fuck I am?
Got a mask on.
I'm the Cinnabon connoisseur.
This is going to be the 5th episode where I don't eat one.
I've spent the night at Macy's yet again.
Day 12 at the hunt for a Cinnabon.
Tom,
yeah.
What's the worst meal you've had?
I don't really know. The thing is, a lot of like some of the horror stories you hear about meals and stuff, they're usually meat based. With veg and stuff, it's easy to be disappointed, but nothing's like. I've never really had anything rank. I've had lots of meals where I think I could make this better myself, and I just.
And you let it known, don't you?
Yeah. Resent paying for it. I had this.
In your kitchen.
I had a really weird meal when we were in. So this is one reason I don't have a lot of bad meals because I'm vegan. We tend to like search places out beforehand. So you look at reviews. You're less likely to just chance on some random place. But we found this little place in Belgrade in Serbia, and it was this weird. It was just this woman, like this tiny little shop, with a weird deli counter, but it was like a fridge, but it wasn't on. it was dead. It was dead warm. She had like all the kind of at the serving bits where you'd normally have like a soup or something. There was just nothing in any of them. They were all empty, and there was just a few weird little things on display. Like it was the weirdest thing, and I was there with Devon and James Bennett, and. Yeah, it was awful, and I think we had this like horrendous little soup that was just in a little dish, and some crackers, and I was so hungry. We've been looking for ages to find it, so I thought, I'll go for it, whatever. And it was just the worst, most bland, horrendous meal I've ever had. I'm not quite sure what it was.
Have you ever been tricked into eating meat?
Sorry?
Have you ever been tricked into eating meat?
Yeah, I was. My friend.
The PE teacher.
I was having a barbecue in my own house, and a couple of my mates were there, and one of them went to just get some food off the barbecue and brought in a veggie burger for me. I took a bite. I knew straight away.
This must be the Impossible Burger.
Yeah, kind of knocked me a bit sick because I hadn't eaten meat for years at that point.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Max, we in university I think we'd just finished, and we were making videos, just quick and easy ones, and I suggested doing the chili challenge to you. And we went for the Carolina Reaper, which was the hottest one you could get.
Yep.
Ordered them off Amazon, dead cheap. They were like £2, and you got 8. I don't know who's bulk buying them. And we were sat there in university with a camera, which I don't think was in focus for me.
It wasn't even on.
But we were sat in uni on a Friday after 5 PM, so no one else was there. And then we were doing it, and I think I had water and you didn't have a drink.
No.
And
I wanted
it was
to be
just
hardcore.
horrific. Yeah. Well, we tried for ages. My memory of it is that
All I remember
Like-
is running into your toilets, because you had the toilet in your flat was like a sort of, not a public toilet, but had that sort of aesthetic.
You got all the way home from uni.
no,
And you were still-
no, we didn't.
Well,
We just did that in uni.
we'll be in your flat.
No, you were in Adelphi. In the basement room.
Yeah.
With the pool table.
Oh God, I don't.
And it was just
I thought we were at your flat.
no, that was the
Maybe I
ghost
remember
chili.
Memories.
So many chilies.
Gosh.
The Carolina Reaper was when it was me, you, no one else.
Yeah,
there.
it was me, Ryan, and Stephen did the ghost chili.
Yeah, but we were in Adelphi on the bottom floor,
Right. Okay. Yeah.
and you went into the bathroom to be sick.
Yeah.
Like the toilet's just around the
Yeah.
corner, and then we went right to the top floor at the end, and I was just lying on a couch, because I couldn't move. But yeah, there's just this burning sensation for
And
hours
you get
afterwards.
the hiccups. You get the
Yeah.
hiccups.
Yeah, but during the time on camera, me and Max were just talking, and like Max had run off to the toilet to get more water from the tap.
But that was nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, but
I thought everything was normal.
but Max was sick. I remember that.
Yeah.
Off camera, and then I was stood there on the sink.
But he did that all the time.
I was just stood leaning on the sink as the heat got to me. I was feeling so faint, and I thought, because there's nobody else in the building, this is how I'm gonna die. I sort of accepted this is it, because the heat gets so much for you that you just have to lie down. Well, I did.
Was this after you finished filming? It got worse.
Yeah. It got way worse.
So the footage itself is quite tepid.
Quite tame, yeah. But that was horrific. Like my insides for at least a few days were just dodgy.
Well, when we did the ghost chili, you'd done it before.
Yeah.
And you didn't react as bad.
I didn't react.
Yeah, not at all really. I mean, I got through it, but it was horrendous. Like, I wasn't
Was
really
that on
doing
camera as
spicy
well? The
food.
ghost chili one.
Yeah.
It was just like I was sweating, like you get the hiccups. It was awful. But yeah, for days after, like you was just getting stomach cramps.
Yeah.
The worst is when you use the toilet afterwards,
stop
and
that,
it just
stop that.
that's the real
Yeah.
ring of fire.
I don't get that. I've
Really?
yeah, I've never had that.
I get that with just a
It
hot curry.
burns around the rim. Oh.
I had some lukewarm water, and my arse was ringing for days. Watch out for that coffee, Tom.
Spicy one.
Do you like spicy food, then?
I don't
A
mind
little
it.
bit of spice, I
I
like.
don't
Yeah.
mind it. I
I'm a
like
korma man
spice from a Nando's. I like a Nando's spice, but not
Yeah.
not an Indian spice. I think they take the piss. No need.
It goes up in levels.
What
Yeah,
the suicide
Like,
foul?
I go for a korma. I've got a
Yeah.
bit when I go
Yeah.
for an Indian.
Man loves a
I like a bit of spice. I like to say it and then the waiter go, oh, like a little nod of you're trying to be cultured here.
You've got balls, have you? You could eat any exotic animal. What would it be?
We'll start with vegan Tommy.
That's a great question, Dave. Absolutely none whatsoever. What's the point?
An exotic animal.
Or an exotic fruit? Say for
There was
example.
Exotic fruit. Ooh,
Forbidden fruit. Like fruit
you
you're not allowed.
madman.
The golden apple. What Eve ate? I don't know.
Dave, I would eat any fruit. Call me crazy.
Any fruit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a preview of Tom Leaney later. we've got a big bag of kiwis. He's just going to work his way through. I don't know. The weirdest thing I've eaten is probably a chicken heart, but I had that at a fazenda, like a Brazilian restaurant. Yeah, it was on the menu. Like they come around with different meats. That's a
was
chain
a-
restaurant.
So
I
that.
think there was a group in the Victorian times, like lords and like kings and stuff like that, and they ate really weird animals like from around the world. So they ate like monkeys and stuff like that. That was Would you join? Would you join that,
Yeah.
Well,
Dave?
it's an affluence thing, isn't it? They do
Yeah.
it just because it's taboo and expensive and hard to get hold of.
Yeah.
Would
you
what's
eat
the
human
best?
flesh,
like,
Dave?
like Indiana Jones. Not monkeys. Nah, they're like cousins to us, aren't they? It's like eating a dog, I suppose. So I would probably go. For,
My cousin's a right dog, yeah.
I'd go for.
So
a
you wouldn't
snake
eat a
just 'cause
dog,
they're evil.
Dave?
Nah, I wouldn't eat a dog. Can't eat a dog.
No.
I'd eat a hot dog. But,
Hey.
I'd eat a snake just because they're evil fuckers.
Just to
And
wipe one out.
Get me
Yeah.
back on you.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'll take all the venom of it.
Venom.
That'd give you a stingy arse.
Venom.
Uh,
yeah.
Let's get on to the best meal you've ever had. I often find that people, whenever they say this, they're on holiday somewhere. So I feel like the setting you're in
Yeah.
sort of makes it all the more delicious. Tom, where's the best food?
Italy is Italian's my favourite cuisine. So found a restaurant in Rome that does as like a traditional restaurant that does everything vegan as well as non-vegan, and so like carbonara and stuff. Just my favourite pasta dishes that I've not had for years. From there, so that's probably the best I've had.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you
What
like a
about you,
gnocchi?
Smith?
I do like a gnocchi, Dave.
Gnocchi shit.
Well, yeah, no, I didn't. I like it, but I wouldn't.
Fuck's a gnocchi.
I like it.
It's like
It's a
the
potato dumpling.
little dough one. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. You can sometimes have like things inside. I had wild boar in one of them. That was nice.
Dave, where's your favourite
Another
meal?
exotic animal. See, I love an American. I love an American.
Yeah.
American.
Donald
we
Trump's
went-
my
I went-
favourite.
We went to. the funner the better. We went to this place
you,
in
Dave.
Chicago. Went to this place in in Chicago, right? And it's called Jack's something. And they've done a real version.
It could be anything. Jack's prosthetic leg.
Of a Big Mac.
It's called Jack's something.
I got a dream, Mum. I want something.
The detail
Dave?
at the start.
I'll just spell that.
Chicago, 3rd Avenue, and it's called Jack something.
Jack, something. But anyway, yeah, they did like these real, like the proper Big Macs. You know, when I say proper big, I mean like
Fuck
the
off.
proper thick beef, big buns, like proper
Yeah.
burgers. Oh, beautiful! It was beautiful.
Max, what about you?
Hello.
You
C.
told me tales. Yeah, go on.
Well, no, the one I think the best for me was went to Thailand a couple of years ago, and we went to one of these like little fishing villages, and
Yeah.
they would give you like the catch of the day sort of thing. But it's like a big wok just full of shrimp and little fish and stuff like that. So you're
Yeah.
sitting there, you've got a pint in your hands. I
When
think
you-
I was
when
10
you
at the
were a kid,
time.
when you were- yeah.
The Thailand laws are very lax over there, especially in the fishing villages. A law unto themselves. It was just,
Pint of seawater.
these English don't drink anything. They haven't tasted beer 52 yet, so just give them the shit from the sea. But yeah, I think it's just a big plate of seafood. That's
Yes.
my favourite.
So, Steve,
Yes.
what's your favourite meal?
Great question, Dave. Very, very similar to Tom. When I went to Rome, I love the pasta there. So yeah, just as simple as that.
Would you prefer like a tomato pasta or like a creamy cheese sort of pasta?
I'm a tomato boy.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
But the pasta in Italy. Maybe again it's because I was away, and it sort of heightens everything there. That was very good there. But
Yeah. I put on a lot of weight in Rome.
did you?
Well, by my standards.
Yeah, that's what shows.
Got a little- just a little-
Let's get
What else?
Go on,
Smith!
I've struck again.
You put that on. Now it is time for Stephen Lies.
Stephen lies, Stephen lies.
Detective Dave is on a fucking hot streak here.
Mate.
Don't be fooled by his singing. He is. Yeah, Dave. I don't know how many truths or lies we have. I think we've got at least one truth.
Yeah.
One truth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'll probably be
I
able to
think
slip it
you're
out.
looking for a truth, aren't you, Dave?
yeah, okay,
Yeah.
right.
Looking for a truth.
I can start if you want.
Yes, please.
I gave a restaurant a shout out for a free meal.
Okay.
In
Sure.
primary school, I went on hunger strike to protest the options in the canteen.
Okay. And Max?
I was in debt for 7 years due to buying too much KFC and Subway.
Okay, Steve, so what restaurant was it?
It was Carluccio's in Spinningfields. It was my second date with Zoe, and I was trying to impress her. Yeah, like a big shot. So I was like insisting on paying on it because I'd invited her out. And then when I checked my wallet, I'd brought my Nationwide card instead of my Santander card. And my Nationwide card, I've been getting letters saying you have to like reactivate it. So even if I tried to use contactless, it just wouldn't work.
Okay.
And instead of asking her to pay and then I'd pay her back in the future, I thought I can't do that on the second date. You know, I've got to impress her.
Yeah.
So I walked over to like, the manager and just showed him my Instagram following and went, could I maybe just shout you out? And he wasn't on board with it. He was looking at me like,
No,
you're an
you
idiot. Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
But then
imbalances.
Okay.
the person who was waiting on the table knew of us, and he was like, "Oh, you should do it because it'd be good for customers." So I had to shout.
Business,
I had to
yeah.
shout out the restaurant, and then I had to tag the waiter in it as well as a tip. So it was.
Okay.
I didn't really impress Zoe, but you know, free food.
You done okay. You done
Quite
okay.
the opposite, actually.
Okay. Okay. All right then. And what? Who convinced the man? Convinced the waiter in the end. Did you say?
Our waiter spoke to the manager because the manager was having an R in
Right,
saying we don't really do this. And the
Yeah.
waiter said he's local, so could be good.
We should.
Yeah.
Okay. Then Tom.
Yeah.
So what menu? What food did you want on the menu?
Oh, just because I was vegetarian, so the options were shit. It was like a meaty option, or then
Pigeon nuggets.
yeah, or you just basically wouldn't get the main thing. They just put like more fucking peas on your plate. It was awful. So I got pissed off and thought I'm just not gonna eat.
Ironically, you weren't all full.
But yeah, the dinner ladies were pretty on it with like kind of when because people had sit-ins for lunch, and it's like if you didn't go in for your lunch, they just know. The first day, no one did realise, so I just went hungry. And the second day, one of the dinner ladies realised that I hadn't eaten, so obviously like kind of came and got me, took me inside, and I just said my piece.
She's quite a good dinner lady to be keeping an eye on every single student like that, isn't she?
Yeah, either that or someone snitched, because there were murmurings as to what was going on. The press had been.
Was you the only? So was you the only one, or did you get anyone to gather your following?
No, it was me. It was just me making a point, and I think to be fair, they were very nice about it. Kind of, they were really nice. It probably made me feel like a bit of a dick. But yeah, the options improved after that. Yeah.
Okay. So you won.
Basically, yeah, I did.
Well done, son. And did the other kids hate you for putting healthier food on? Because I know I would.
I was bullied relentlessly for years after.
I got away with it a little bit in terms of other kids knowing because it was dealt with by the teachers, and I spoke to the headmaster kind of thing.
Right.
And so I got it. I probably should. I should have been bullied relentlessly, but I got away with it. Yeah. I was bullied amongst the dinner ladies. They all knew.
Low impacts of lentils at your head.
Just spitting and everything.
There he is.
Everything.
Quick. Okay then. Max, 7 years for ordering too many KFCs or getting
Well, in a way, went to uni. I did my first year in Southampton, and I got this fat old loan, and it was the first time I had this much money in my account, and I got these little leaflets in my welcome pack, which gave you discounts at Subway and KFC. So I would go to KFC, I'd get a bargain bucket, and on the way home, I'd stop off at Subway, and there was a buy one get one free Subway thing. I get 2 of them, and then I'd eat that, and then the next day rinse and repeat. Couldn't pay my rent, and then so I had to start borrowing stuff for that. And then when I came to Salford, the borrowing continued, and it was just a horrible cycle of food abuse, really.
I am a student. I can relate. I can relate to that. I love a bit. I don't just follow for one. I order from all different places. So. But just KFC. That's
and Subway. And Subway.
Same. It's difficult to believe. And Subway. Okay. Fair
Max, you lost money, but you certainly gained a few pounds.
Hey. Not had that one before.
Okay.
Been proper tears right now.
Okay.
Well, that's it with uni, isn't it?
I'm gonna say.
Go for the experience.
I'm gonna say Stephen's true, and Tom and Max are lying.
I was lying, Dave.
Shit! Fuck this game.
No, I did go to Carluccio's though, and had a terrible salad there. So,
do you want another chance, Dave?
Certainly no shout-outs.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, this doesn't count, but go on.
I'm gonna have to say yours and Max.
Yeah, that's what's left.
It's yeah, Max. Was it Max?
That's true. Well done.
Damn it! Yeah, of course it was.
Should have got that one.
Fuck
Should have got that one.
I'd say course. I think.
I'm hungry again.
I was accidentally.
I was just trying to be nice.
That's one of my trigger words, Dave. Come on.
He's just twitching.
So we've all discussed what we like to eat, but are we good chefs? I'm going to start with Dave. Dave, can you cook?
Nah, bloody. No, not. I can't even cook chicken. Right. I woke up one morning. I was like, fancy bit of chicken wings in the morning at 10 a.m. I just fancy these chicken wings I've bought.
Welcome to my world.
And my rule is, if you chuck something in the oven and it's frozen for a good 20 minutes, you should be all right. So I chucked them in the oven, these chicken wings, and they come out. And I ate the whole thing. I've got a photo if you want to see it. Next one I ate, it was a bit colder. Right. So I texted my mate Joe, and he went, what is it allowed to be chicken? And he went, pink but close to the bone. And I was like, oh right. Is this cooked? And I sent him a photo, and let's just say it was not cooked. And all of them weren't. And I ate a whole raw chicken.
Oh my god!
Its own chicken wing. Yeah, I'll send you the photo. It's brilliant.
Jesus.
Did you think something tasted off, or were you thinking, this is good?
No, that was the thing. It was nothing tasted different. It was just cold. I was like, oh.
This is just like
fucking hell, Dave.
It's just like Jack something in Chicago.
Honestly, it was. Yeah.
I've invented the chicken ice lolly.
David,
chicken smoothie.
Were you ill from that?
No, do you know what? I weren't. I felt fine.
better.
I felt like I could eat a whole raw chicken and just be like, fuck, pneumonia, whatever it's called.
Food poisoning.
Food poisoning.
Salmonella.
That's right.
Oh
Salmonella, that's it. Salmonella, that's the one.
Salmonella.
That's it.
Sounds like a fucking...
The inventor of dodgy chicken.
You got Salmonella and Jackson.
That's yeah. What, Dave? What was being like your staple meal in university?
Bacon sandwich.
Yeah.
Don't have to do much really.
Dave, who do you reckon's a better chef out of me, Max, and Tom?
I don't know. I would have said Tom, just because I've only ever seen Tom cook.
You'd be right.
It's the only person. Okay. What do you do a good bacon sandwich? I bet I can beat you on that one.
Do you know what, Dave? I highly doubt it. I don't trust you at all when it comes to food now. Well, I've always been cooking for myself from quite a young age because I was the vegetarian and my family weren't, so it just makes it easier that I just learn to cook for myself a lot, and now I can make quite good meals.
When your parents ignored your hunger strike for 3 weeks.
I have a feeling I'm not going to win this one.
Eat up or shut up, that's what I say.
I knew they preferred my brother. Yeah, so I can cook quite well. I wanted to be a chef when I was younger, but yeah, so it's had a bit of a knack for it.
What happened to that dream?
Yeah. I don't know, Max. Like with anything, it comes and goes.
Do you like nuts?
Do I like nuts?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go on.
Because I know a vegan who don't like nuts, and I was like, what's the point of being vegan now?
Dave, what do you think I eat? Like,
I just imagine you eating as a snack, I don't know, cauliflower.
Dave, you
ripping it off. What do you eat for a hangover? Because that's what really
Oreos are vegan.
About vegans.
I don't even eat. Dave, there's anything that you can like. I don't know. I can cook loads of stuff.
You'd be surprised.
Loads of different cuisines and stuff, and I'm get quite inventive with it. Like I made a cheesecake the other day for Zoe's birthday.
You
vegan, gluten free.
Vegan.
Yeah.
Oh, sounds vile.
It does, but it was actually good.
Absolutely wasn't. Really nice.
Was it?
Yeah. It's because Tom's so confident in the kitchen. I was cooking a stir fry once, and Tom stumbled in drunk. But he came over as I was cooking, and he just picked up what was it? I think it was a bottle of lemon and lime fizzy drink.
Soda.
I just whizzed that in. And usually I'd be annoyed, but I looked at him thinking, he knows what he's doing. So he stumbled off, and I kept cooking, and I'm sat there eating it with the chopsticks, going, it's not the best.
Lemongrass. I don't remember doing that.
Yeah, apart from that.
Yeah.
To be fair,
he's a good cook.
I did food tech at GCSE, and in my class, everyone was making the most basic of shit. Like I don't know, I can't even think. Like pretty much everyone did a Victoria sandwich cake, but Stephen over here, lover of food, went, I'm going to make a lasagna from scratch, like pasta included. So I was making my own pasta, my own sauces, all of that. It took me like 3 hours to do it, and I got a fucking C. I was fuming. Whereas my mate made a Victoria sandwich cake, didn't do his coursework, and got a B. Oh, livid. I'm not over
typical.
that. Yeah.
We were one of the last food tech lessons before. I think it was like year 10 or something, but before the summer holidays, we were making flapjacks or something similar. My mate Sam, he made one. Just I fucking don't want this, so he just hid it in a cupboard.
Oh no!
Yeah, first lesson back after the summer holidays. We were all sat down. She knew it was our class, and she knew who it was as well. But she kind of waited for someone to to him, and he's just sat there sweating. It just got awfully mouldy. She put it in a bag, and I think obviously it like fucked all the inside of the cupboard and stuff with mould. And that was fucking hilarious.
She made him eat it like Bruce Boxtrot.
Every last crumb.
Oh, that's grim. Max, what are your culinary skills like?
Yeah, basic, but I just buy I eat a lot of stir fry, so I just get the stir fry packs and ready-made sauces. Get chicken. It's
lemon and lime.
Yeah, add some Vimto to that.
Yeah, it's basic, but it's all I need.
What's the worst thing you've ever made for yourself and just had to eat because of just have to?
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. So back in my days of buying a 20-pack of Richmond sausages and cooking them all in one go. I did that, and I picture the scene, right? I'm at the oven, you know.
No, please.
Shirtless, covered in grease. I got the oven raring to go. I put all the sausages out on a bacon tray. I shove it in. I wait the 30 minutes, just staring at them cook. I pull it out and I go, somebody must have cleaned the oven because I'm getting a lovely clean smell.
Oh
no! I put the sausages out. Put my salt, pepper, all my little sauces and stuff. Bite into the first
salt and pepper.
Bite into the first one. Turns out somebody had put fairy washing up liquid on the bacon tray, and the sausages taste just a little bit of berry burst fairy washing up liquid.
I don't ask, Max, but did you eat them all?
No.
Really? Okay.
Just the dozen.
I don't know why I'm applauding that.
I left one for my housemate. He made me clean up afterwards as well. I wasn't going to let £2 go to waste, I was in debt.
No, yeah, fair play, mate.
Yeah.
I think the worst thing I've ever made was when I was on a health kick, like my first ever one, and I wanted a protein shake, but I didn't have any protein powder. So I looked at foods high in protein and spotted tuna was on the list.
Oh no. So
I just got a tin of tuna and milk and whizzed them together in a blender and drank it.
That's horrific.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
That's vile.
I was in a bad place.
How dare I ask, how was that?
It was grim. Like a dirty fish paste. But the things you do to try and impress girls for another 6 years with no luck.
Hey baby.
What's that smell?
It's basically a cat's dinner just blended.
Pretty much.
Lovely.
But yeah, terrible.
Bloody hell.
Oh no, my protein shake.
I'm just picturing you at the gym.
Just trying to pick up all your mackerel. Swimming around in cream.
They're alive, goddammit!
I need to get it smoked.
Just you at the gym doing a bench press. That's just milky tuna just spills over the floor.
What I've always found weird in terms of food is the concept of flatbread, because I always believed that the first person to make a flatbread was surely just a shit baker. They've
run out of yeast.
Yeah, the restaurant managers walked in going, "What the fuck's this? It's supposed to be risen by now." And then they've just blagged this idea of a flatbread. Go, "Oh no, this is all the rage in Morocco." Yeah. Dip that in some hummus. You're laughing. There's
I don't think I've ever had flatbread. What is it? What's the?
Believe it or not,
like
Dave.
Flapjack?
No.
Imagine a Hovis that's just been hit by a steamroller.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
It's a bit like a pita bread, but kind of softer, and you can't really open it up.
Now it's time for everybody's favourite part of the show. It's Dave Raves. Oh, he's angry. Dave, what's got your goat this week?
This has
cooked chicken.
One sec. Right. Why do we taste things differently?
Oh.
Go on. What do you mean?
So my thought is, do you taste an apple differently how I would taste an apple?
Dave, there's no way of knowing. I can't answer that.
It's like with colours. It's surprised like is this blue or like
that's red?
Different shade of blue, different taste. That's why some people like me, I don't like tomatoes. So do I taste tomatoes differently compared to other people, or do we taste tomatoes the same and I just don't like it?
And that's got you angry,
tomatoes are sweet, aren't they? I think it's You know, there's you should like them. They've got things, you know, sugars and stuff. But I guess it's psychological. Like if you think you, because they're kind of a sweet vegetable. I don't. So it's like a kind of savoury vegetable.
But
fruit even.
It's a fruit.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Yeah. That was another thing that pissed me off. What makes a fruit a fruit?
Isn't it the
Seeds
something to do with the seeds? Yeah.
Ah, right.
It's confusing.
I thought there was going to be something good to be talking about there. All right,
I think. I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I think parsnips are disgusting, but a lot of people like them. So I get that the way we taste things are all different.
Yeah.
I guess it's like sometimes there's things that are universally disgusting. Like if you ever played that jelly bean game with the horrible flavours, everyone will gag pretty much at the rotten egg one. Whereas with colours, some people like a colour, some people dislike one.
Curry, right? Whenever you say you're going out for a curry, you never know what curry you're actually going out for. Does that make sense? So like, you go...
Have you ever ordered anything other than a korma, Dave?
No. See, that's the point. I love a Chinese curry. I love a chicken curry from the Chinese.
Yeah. Right, okay.
But then you got Indian curry, ain't you?
Okay.
So when someone goes, I'm going for a curry, like, you
fucking idiot! What do you mean?
So you
just say Indian or Chinese.
Oh, I get you.
Right.
Right, that's my point. And
Oh,
apparently Chinese food doesn't taste the same in China than it does over
here. Yeah, I've heard that.
Well, they eat a lot of... I mean, it's just kind of... Yeah, it's vented to us in what we like, but they eat all sorts of shit.
Mind you, we don't eat bats and horses.
No.
Well, we did. We did for a while apparently.
Yeah. We did, and we got all self-righteous about it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have known.
There's only a bit of horse meat.
I think I'm so basic when it comes to food, largely because I've got a blocked nose. I'll pretty much eat anything apart from parsnips. Dave, have you?
See, I'm the same.
Have you had a food from like since you were born, pretty much, or since you've known that you've just hated?
Hated tomatoes.
Yeah.
And cucumber.
Really?
Cucumber. Don't trust the shape.
Right. Okay. Would you eat a sausage?
Yeah, it's just. You've got me there.
Would you eat me?
What did you say, Matt?
I would eat a sausage. I love sausage.
What?
Never mind.
I've always hated mushy peas, and I don't know why, because I like peas, but something about the mushy bit,
peas.
yeah, dodgy.
What makes what is an English cuisine? Because we've got a full English and a roast, and that's all I can think of.
Fish and chips, is that?
Yeah, like kind of.
Oh shit! Yeah, fish and chips.
Game. We have kind of pheasant, birds, turkey, roasted chicken. Yeah.
English
Not
is
the most
all the
exciting.
good stuff.
No.
No.
Well, I guess traditionally it's what grows where you are. Like, I guess we don't have like loads of exotic fruits and veg. It's just
leeks.
Yeah. Potatoes, meat.
Yeah. Where do limes come from?
Are we still on Dave's raves?
Dave is fuming about the destination of limes. Answer me.
I daren't say.
I'm gonna hunt them down and kick their ass.
Find it.
Limes. Where would limes be from?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, lemons are from like kind of Mediterranean climate, aren't they?
Sorrento.
It's warmer climates.
Yeah.
Do you know what's a weird thing?
And why?
Sorry, I keep interrupted.
Go on, no, let me
I was going to say, olives
right.
are strange, aren't they? People go through phases of all this. I've been through it myself, where you're on them or you're off them. I can't think of many other foods that you sort of have that relationship.
Yeah, I forgot all about olives. Don't like them. Love olive oil.
I've never been that with olives yet.
Yeah, but don't like olives.
Yeah.
Just can't get my head around them. Texture as well.
Would you have one in a martini?
Sure.
Dave, if you could put one food apart from tomatoes, or one that you've mentioned already, in room 101, basically get rid of it forever, what would it be?
Right. Okay. Let's have a think. It would. Oh, what? It's one of those things. It's like a garnish sort of thing, and it looks like a clover, but it's not.
Parsley.
Parsley. That's the one. Now that's just despicable.
Okay. That's gone.
Don't trust it. Yeah, go on.
Speaking of aniseed, yep, dill. Fucking hate dill. Getting rid of that.
I hate mint leaves. I don't like the taste of it.
Mint leaves.
Yeah.
We're getting rid of seasonings here. Herbs and seasonings.
Coriander, gone.
Coriander, that's another
Yeah.
one. Yeah, coriander. Big one.
But yeah, apart from that, it's good.
What about you, Max?
Courgettes. I've
Courgettes.
made my
Max.
stance in the
Max,
courgette
I think there's something going on with your audio because I can hear a knocking at the door.
Oh, I told him not to come. I'll be back in a minute, mate. I'll be back in a minute. 1 sec.
Okay.
Oh, Dave, I've got to prepare you for Terence Cash. If you remember
Terence Cash, okay.
him. He's been on before.
Oh, was
He's
he?
the
Terence
jobs
Cash.
one.
Yeah.
Max, are you there?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi. Is this a fun poddy for me to be on? Hello.
Recognise that
Testing,
voice.
mic 1
Yeah.
2 1 2.
Is this Terence Cash?
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Oh, Terence, great to hear from you.
Very good to see you boys again. Very good
Yeah.
to see you boys again.
It's great that Max
It's
is.
been a while.
Yeah, it has. How are you finding
As I like to say-
lockdown
as
and
I like to say-
self-isolated?
It's been too long.
I never thought we'd see you again, Terence.
Well,
Anyway, go on.
After the last time we spoke and I did my beautiful ad read for my new business, Basement Full of Spuds, which was a taste of Seville, but we decided to change. Our business has been booming. Proper
Yeah?
booming. Yeah. I had
That's great that you've-
£50,000
come on.
worth of spuds, and now I'm down to about 40 grand pounds worth of spuds.
Have you made profit on the 10,000 you've lost there, or is that just
No,
gone?
that's just rotten potatoes that I've had to throw away.
So you haven't sold them.
I've sold one, which is Max ordered some yesterday. Obviously, I
And you
couldn't
brought
be
them a
there.
day late.
A day late. I did cook them yesterday. Obviously, he's not happy with the cold potato chips that I made him. But
You best keep him happy. It seems like your business kind of hinges on him at the moment.
Yeah, sure.
Terence, apart from having unofficial ad reads on this podcast, how's business? Have you not furloughed all your staff, aka yourself?
Well, obviously I had one Andy Warhol in my basement peeling the spuds,
Yeah.
cutting the spuds. Obviously I've had to fire him due to the
That's a shame.
horrible fact he had the coronavirus and he was infecting all my potatoes. So he's out on the street now.
Right.
Luckily I've got enough money in the bank to sort myself out. Universal
Yeah.
credit, whoop whoop. Put a comedy there for you.
Yeah.
Love comedy.
Tezabel, I'm just wondering, have you kept the restaurant open? It seems like you have.
Well, obviously the restaurant is my own home. So
Right.
I've left the door open. People can come and go as they please. I had one woman in yesterday. She seemed very ill and was coughing everywhere. So I had to shoo her out with a brush and pan. But I feel, it's a restaurant. Would you like to come to my restaurant? Would you be open for that?
Where you based?
Well, at the moment, I'm in Rotherham, but I have a thing open in Reading as well. Reading is
All the R's, yeah.
Yes, Reading, Rotherham, Randy Town.
So, and just one member between these two
Sorry, I won't lie
establishments.
to you, that cut out completely. I've got a day saver bus pass, and I also have a white van,
Right.
white van, which it allows me to take my spuds and travel the country.
Right.
I've actually posted up in Reading for a really cool festival, the Reading and Leeds Festival.
Right.
Have you heard of this? Have you heard of this?
Yeah, of course, it's a big festival.
Yeah.
You'll get some bands going on playing their ditties to the crowd.
So, Terence,
Talk to me.
you do realise a lot of festivals have been cancelled for the summer because of the coronavirus.
They said the same thing about Harvey Weinstein, and he's not been cancelled. He's doing all right, isn't he?
He's in jail, isn't he? Yeah.
What?
Harvey
Harvey?
Weinstein's been locked up.
He was one of my best customers.
What did he order?
Well, he ordered a lovely sputtered mayonnaise. Well, that's pretty much my main menu. I've got a new menu though, if you want to hear it.
Yeah. What's this for?
This is for the Reading and Leeds Festival, which I assure you will still be going. Yeah, 100%. It has to. I've got a lot riding on this. A lot riding on it.
Right. Okay.
So if you come up to my, picture this. I've got my fancy van packed up, and I'm just cooking spuds for the whole family. And father comes up and he goes,
It's the family festival, Reading.
I'd love a roast Malone.
Yeah. What does that involve?
So it's basically you know a potato.
Yeah.
Roast it.
Oh, very good. Very good.
Roast Malone, or the mother. She's got different tastes, and she says, "I love a Johnny Mash."
Yeah, that's clever.
Yeah.
Hey, Terence.
Yeah.
That isn't it?
Yeah. He's probably working for his company somewhere. Terence, what's your favourite Post Malone song?
Probably something to do with being a rock star. I love
Yeah,
being
that's
a rock
good.
star.
That's good. A roast star
Driving in
now,
my
isn't he?
Fancy car. Roast star.
Yeah.
God, you should work for me.
I'd like to
Imagine
get
this.
paid though.
Picture the scene. Mummy and Daddy, they've got their roast and mash, and the baby says, "I'll have some red hot chili potatoes, please."
That's the best one so far, Terence.
Is this mum and dad and baby at the Reading Festival?
Yeah, and typically the baby wouldn't just want mash; it'd want spicy red hot potato.
Red hot.
Chili
As all
potatoes.
babies do. Yeah. So whilst the baby's coughing on that, who else is
Well,
eating?
obviously you've got the grandfather who's probably in a wheelchair or something, and he's with his wife who's sitting in the back seat of the wheelchair, and I'll say, "Hey, you two fancy some crisps?" Oh, the irony! So ironic. Yeah.
Was it-
And then probably like.
Works with anything really, doesn't it, that one?
Well, there has to be two people specifically, and I do
Yeah.
need to have crisps, because I couldn't say you two fancy some crisps and have like a spud on a stick. That wouldn't work at all. God, Tom, get your brain in order. And then probably like
Sorry,
the
Terence.
aunt would be there, who would be the sister of the father or mother.
Yeah.
And imagine this, I would say, Oasis, do you want some fries? I would say it to my own sister, but-
Oasis.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'd say it to my own sister, but she won't be there this year.
How come?
She was the old woman that came into my shop that I had to shoo out with a brush and pan. She's very sick. Very
Terence,
ill.
Terence, I don't want to bring you back down to earth, but the very first time you came on our show, I was sort of overawed by your business acumen. You're a self-made thousandaire.
Yeah.
It seems like you've really fallen on hard times today. You're talking about a ridiculous business plan for Reading Festival, which
All I can hear right now is you poo-pooing on a man that has business acumen coming out the arse. Yeah?
You've lost £10,000 worth of potatoes, which God knows how many potatoes that actually is.
I'm not going to lie to you, I haven't lost them. I know exactly where they are.
Where are they?
They're in a couple of bin bags in my. I say a couple, probably about 200 bin bags in my back alley. Which yes, I've had complaints because the old people's home can't get out of and go during this whole.
Terence, we lost you there for a
Sorry, you
second.
said you'd had some complaints.
Hi, I'm
Why
Terence
didn't you
Cash.
take?
So, you said you'd had
I've
some
had-
complaints, Terence.
Yeah, so my back alley is full of spuds. Full of spuds. 200
Bet it
bin
is.
bags full of spuds.
Yeah.
And it's blocking the ambulance entrance to the rear of the old people's home that I live opposite. And
Right.
there have been a lot of deaths. And the people are blaming it on me and my spuds. And I say to them, spuds are nature. And spuds are natural, and nature has never killed anyone.
Of course, like a tsunami, that's nature, isn't it, Terence?
No, that's God.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Just
the shrimps that
a
ate my
disgusting
father,
plague
that was
infected
nature.
on humanity.
TC, I'm worried
That's
that if
me.
we ever hear from you again, you'll be, potentially facing a massive lawsuit for killing thousands of homeless people, or for turning up to a festival that's non-existent, trying to sell spicy potatoes to babies.
Which by then will surely be rotten.
Yeah.
Excuse me, my van is quite hot daily. It's a roasting van, which I think if you cook a potato constantly, it won't rot.
Terence, you were fortunately born into money. Yes. Yeah, your dad was a successful businessman.
That's brilliant.
Father was a gardener who
Yeah.
died in a shrimping accident, and I feel like I've carried on that spirit.
You're a chip off the old block, aren't you?
I knew this was a comedy podcast. That did make
Yeah.
me laugh. Yes.
Terence, if I know you, you're going to pull this out the bag, or the spud sack, should I say, and you're going to make us proud, despite
Thank
the
you.
fact that for the past 10 minutes I've been saying how worried I am for you.
Yeah.
But it
Terence
seems
Cash,
like...
when you're at the bottom, the only way is up. That's what I say. And the thing is, I am an essential service. The police have come in so many times. They've said, shut this shop. You've been giving coronavirus-infected potatoes to the streets of Reading and Rotherham. And I say to them, nay. Chips and other things covered in mayonnaise are essential.
Thank you very much, Terence, on that sweet sentiment. We'll say goodbye.
Really hope you don't pull this off.
I'm off to Reading to check on my van. Bye.
Yeah, so, see you, Terence. Let's go on to Tom Looney.
Ah!
You ready for this?
Yeah, go
So
on.
crazy.
Wacky, then,
Yeah, so... cheers, Dave. Yeah, so this week I have been looking for some horrendous dishes from around the world.
Nice.
Stuff that it just defies belief. Okay, so let's get straight in there. I'd like to know if you guys yourself would be prepared to sample any of these. Okay, so first stop, Iceland. Mm-hmm. So this is called hakal. So basically, it's the rotting carcass of a basking shark. They bury it underground in a shallow pit and press it with stones so that the poisonous internal fluids that allow it to live in cold water drain out and make it safe to eat. And then they hang it out to dry, cut it up, and serve it as it is. It's been described as a strong, fishy flavour.
Nice.
And this is available in all good Iceland.
Yeah. Described by Anthony Bourdain as the single worst, most disgusting, terrible thing he'd ever eaten. Yeah, a lot of these are fish-based. This one is, and they're kind of from the Arctic region. So this one's from Alaska. It's called stinkheads. So it's the fermented head of a king salmon. Bury it underground for a few weeks, and then it's eaten as a pungent, putty-like mush.
It sounds like one of Terence Cash's mashes.
Oh,
I don't get all this berry in
No,
it.
neither.
and it's mad, isn't it? Let's have a look. Oh, so this one's so some of these come at a genuine human cost. So bird's nest soup. So this is made at the nest of the swiftlet bird, who instead of collecting twigs for its bed, builds it out of its own gummy saliva, which goes hard when exposed to air. So these are built quite high up, and harvest them is dangerous. Many people die trying to get these, and it tastes of rubber.
Ah. Dying for a big course. Got someone dying for halloumi.
Daddy won't be coming home, but at least
We've got this rubber bird.
Mum, this is fucking disgusting. Your dad died for that.
it's like shark fin soup as well. Like it's the most horrendous, barbaric thing, but all it is, it's like a texture. The taste comes from the broth. It doesn't taste of anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense. Shark fin soup.
Shark fin. I wouldn't mind that.
So they cut the fin off the shark and just throw the shark back in the sea, and it
right.
can't do anything. It just dies at the bottom,
Shit.
just to make like congealed strips in a soup.
Well, you would have thought they took
Anyway.
all three of their fins, wouldn't you? Instead of just the one, I suppose. More of it.
Yeah. He's got you there.
Yeah,
You should
save it
go
for
over
Dave's
there and
raves.
tell them that.
So you know the puffer fish? Have you seen that one on The Simpsons?
Yeah.
So this is like genuinely lethal. So it can only be cooked by like really well drilled chefs because otherwise it can just completely paralyse you.
Yeah.
And it kills people accidentally every year.
I don't know why you'd risk that, to be honest.
No, just have a
Is it
salad.
meant to
So
taste?
pointless. I don't know. It's just like a bit of sushi, innit?
Yeah.
Don't like sushi.
What about this one, Dave? Would you eat this?
Go for it.
Cobra heart. So they slip the creature open in front of you. They place its still beating heart in a shot glass of its own blood, and you sink that.
That seems like
That's in Vietnam.
somebody that shags snakes would do that.
Yeah.
Like a weird kink.
Where is this?
That's very strange.
That's in Vietnam.
Oh, right, that makes
A lot of these
sense.
are in the Far East.
Well, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, you know, in Indiana Jones when they got to eat the monkey brain.
Yeah. Monkey brain.
That's like their thing they have on the side, I reckon. If they were going to have anything on the side of that.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause some of these countries eat cats and dogs and stuff, so I get that they eat things that we think are weird, but it's the ones that can kill you. Like this one, what's this one here? From South Korea, they eat live octopus, so they cut the tentacles off, and people have been known to suffocate because they're still kind of firing, and the suction pads just close your throat, and people die every year from eating the live tentacles.
That's ridiculous.
What a way to go!
I don't understand. If it's still moving,
Yeah,
none of that.
Yeah.
nearly there.
What about a wobbly jelly dick?
That freaks me out.
Wobbly jelly. No.
So this one's kind of a little bit linked to all the coronavirus because so drunken shrimp.
That's what I call my penis after
Yeah,
a
so it's alive, and they stun it with liquor, so it's drunk, and so you bite the head off, and it's basically it's a risk of you can catch like parasitic infection from it, and it's quite quite high risk food.
That's
I don't
ridiculous.
understand.
Imagine a
What's
night out
the-
at 42s and getting your head bitten off after.
So what are you doing, mate? Just trying to party.
That's the weirdest thing I've ever had. It wasn't even me, but I saw my mate having a yoghurt outside when it was windy. I thought, what are you doing? He's absolutely caked in the stuff. All over his nose. Now it is time for Put It to the Max. Solving your problems are solved.
Okay then, this week. Okay, this is from Ben Nolan. I guess this one's kind of for the group really.
Cheers,
So,
Ben.
greetings, Max lad. My name is Ben, and I live in County Durham. I was wondering if you could give me some advice on losing weight. Curse these gargantuan man breasts of mine. Every single time I run, it looks like I've got 2 huge basketballs hanging from my chest. Thanks, lad.
You've come to the right man.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, I know you're a bigger gentleman, Max, but you've had some pretty epic weight losses in the past.
Yeah, do you know what? Realistically, it's diet and exercise. That's, no two way about it. Eat well, don't eat KFC. Don't get in debt for eating Subway.
And now you've got the perfect time to do it as well.
That's it. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Diet and exercise. I don't know what else there is to say.
Diet.
I'd say to Joe, don't be too self-conscious about running. So at the end of the day,
It's Ben.
oh Ben,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
you're exercising, and what are people going to say? Oh, he looks fat as he exercises. He's doing something about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it can be disheartening when you don't see the results you want straight away. But you just have to persevere, and eventually you'll start. The weight will start coming off you, and it'll motivate you to carry on.
Yeah.
Like that
Also,
Subway guy.
Percy-
Apart from he was a pedo, but apart skipping that bit, he was fat.
Jared.
Jared.
Yeah.
He was
Skipping
fat.
that bit, he was an inspiration
was-
for all of us.
Don't touch kids.
Lose weight, but don't touch.
Go on,
So
Tom.
there you go, Ben.
Don't
This
touch
one's-
kids, basically.
This one's a bit of a rant.
This is from Jared in America. I fancy children.
So this one is directed at you, Max. It's from Simon James, and he's not happy. It's Dear Max, my name is Simon, and I'm curious about your dream to live in an underground cinema.
Okay.
When I heard that you say it was your dream, the first time I thought, what a likeable and interesting character this man is. I'm sure he'll have great taste and good understanding of filmmaking. However, after listening to the IMAX segments on the recent podcast, I now know that you should never ever make any commentary on any movie, as I don't think you have the necessary IQ necessary to do any of them justice. Not even High School Musical, a film made for children.
Wow.
Not really a question, it's just that someone had to say it. He does put a disclaimer in. I watched this after smoking some OG hectic cheese, so maybe that's why I'm sending an email to the boys. Also, I get very sad when Dave isn't there. Love that cunt. That's come all the way from Australia. He then he followed it up minutes later, and you can say, "Oh, relax, I'm just being funny," which it is. But the truth is, you're only using your humour to cover the fact you absorb absolutely nothing when you watch a film.
I don't know if he's picked up on IMAX is a proper in-depth look into the movies. I'm saying things that he wouldn't even see. Like, that's probably why he doesn't understand it, because he's not even picking up on the shit that I'm saying on like a different level. Yeah. I'm on a completely different.
Are you okay, Max?
No. Do you know what? I'm crying. Yes.
Because he seemed to really like you to begin with.
Yeah.
Food for thought.
Do you know what, Max? Food for thought. Why don't you prove him wrong right now?
Okay. Well, today the IMAX we've hit a bit of a snag. Our illustrious leader, Boris Johnson, deems cinemas not essential to the public. Right. And weirdly enough, it is essential to IMAX. Because obviously, without cinemas, how am I meant to deliver the freshest takes on the freshest, newest movies? So I've had to delve through my vault of...
As essential as Terence Cash's basement of potatoes.
Exactly. So I've had to go back into the vault, right? I'm going to have to talk about a film that I've already spoken about, because I've got it on DVD. Okay. It's Eat, Pray, Love. But luckily, I've got an audio recording from when I was the script writer over at Eat, Pray, Love. Me and Dave, obviously, when we were in Hollywood in 2010, and this is just the audio recording of one of our meetings with Julia Roberts. Dave, thanks for meeting me whilst I eat this big plate of spaghetti. You're about to act with Oscar-winning actress Julia Roberts in the new hit film Eat, Pray, Love. How much of the script have you remembered?
Nothing.
What? Do you know what I've had to do to get you here? I haven't been able to look Kevin Spacey in the eye for a week.
We went to an Indian.
Not that bloody guru again. Shit. Here comes Julia. Act natural.
David.
Bonjour.
I'm a big fan of your work.
Wait, you know Dave. Where from?
Therapist.
Oh, the video on the main channel. You must be a steetard.
Since I was 15...
Well, if you like that, bozo, you definitely would have heard of me.
No!
Wow. Humbling. Anyway, Dave, what were you saying about my room earlier?
It's like you walk past and you can smell shit.
Oh, shut up, Dave.
It's one of the quietest and loneliest places.
Oh, don't be nasty, Julia. Imagine if you were me.
I'm no interest in being obese.
Fuck you. What are you doing? Do you know what this is?
A muffin top.
Oh, fuck off with your fat shaming, Julia. No, it's a script. I didn't write it for you to ignore it.
This is awful.
Yup.
What are you saying, Dave?
Like, just saying how annoying it is.
But it's based on my dates. What else would I say?
I'm having a relationship with my pizza.
I didn't need to be here.
I didn't need to be here.
You can fuck right off, Dave. Wait, where are you going now, Julia?
I'm going to David's Guru's ashram in India.
Where the hell are you going to go see him?
I used to have this spaghetti, and it is just gone.
Yeah, well, maybe you should spaghetti about it.
You've got to stop laughing.
Yeah, you're probably right. Anyway, what did you think of IMAX this week?
Jesus, this is like worse than death to me.
Is it over?
Incredible.
Wow. I think there's a certain bloke in Australia with egg on his face right about now. Oh, that was incredible.
That was very good. I remember
Well
it
done.
distinctively as well.
Yeah.
Not
Max
spoken to
is
Julia
great.
since.
That was really harsh, that, Max.
It must have been tough to relive, yeah.
I'm in tears yet again.
She seems nice and all on TV and in interviews, but the fact that you've caught her off guard really exposed her for the bit she is. Well done, mate.
You get a hidden recorder in there. You know, she's going to say some things.
Now my final question is: you're on death row. Oh dear. What's your last meal? Max, take it away.
I'm going to follow in John Wayne Gacy's footsteps and have a bargain bucket from KFC.
Yeah. You don't
Go
have to pay
out.
for it either.
Exactly. It's 20 quid saved. I guess I'll be dying as well, but yeah.
Wouldn't it be funny if
You just choked to death.
yeah. Dave,
Wait,
what about
Dave
you?
Cook, this is fucking raw. No.
Mine would rather be. It'd have to be my mum's bean and bacon pie. If you have, it tastes.
Your mum's bean.
It sounds awful.
Bean and bacon pie.
That's why I'm on death row in the first place.
Have a couple of pages of a cookbook got stuck together.
No, bean and bacon pie. It's basically sausage and mash, beans and bacon all mixed into one.
Right,
Okay,
Lovely.
fair play.
What about you, Tom?
Big plate of penny alla vodka.
Right.
It's just a classic Italian pasta dish.
And mine would be Dave's mum's bean as well.
Yeah.
So thank you very much for.
Can you go juice on that, mate?
We usually do.
Alright, this has been fun.
Oh, Terrace, catch you on son.
No, I think mine would be lasagna.
If you're listening, Mrs. Reese.
But thank you very much for watching. We've had Tom Cooney.
Yep.
Max Smith.
Goodbye there.
David Reese.
Hello there.
And Terence Cash.
He's dead.
He's there.
Clappy time.
Fingers crossed.
Thank you very much for watching. Stay safe and bye.
Bye.
Bye.